The driver flinched when I tapped on his window. He blinked a few times, then scrambled for the glove box. His hands were shaking so badly that he missed the latch twice. When he finally got it open, papers spilled out, scattering across the seat and floor. He froze for a second, then frantically started gathering them up. I have been a cop for 20 years. Night shifts in the country are usually quiet, just drunk drivers, runaway kids from the nearby shelters, or ranchers calling about coyotes. Most nights, nothing sticks in my mind after my shift ends. It's the same routine over and over. But that night was different. The moon was full, casting a pale silver light over everything. I was parked off Country Road 8, half asleep, when a car flew past me going at least twice the speed limit. I sighed, figuring it was just another drunk. I turned on my lights and pulled them over near a bend in the road. The car was an old Toyota, early 2000s, with primer patches on the fender and a rattling muffler. The two men inside looked terrible. Driver was gripping the wheel so hard his knuckles were white, veins bulging under his skin. Sweat plastered his hair to his forehead. Passenger just stared straight ahead, hands limp in his lap, not blinking. Something was wrong. The driver handed me his license, with both hands, his voice cracking. "Can you just give us a ticket? Please, we really need to go." I ignored the plea and asked the usual question. "Have you two been drinking?" They answered at the same time, but not together. First they looked at each other like they were silently arguing about what to say. Then the driver said no. The passenger echoed him, his voice rough and quiet. "All right," I said, "I'm going to run your info. Turn the car off." The driver hesitated but finally killed the engine. Back in my cruiser, I ran the plates and the driver's name. Nothing came up. No warrants, no priors, nothing suspicious. When I walked back to their car, they looked even worse. The driver's head kept jerking toward his shoulder like a muscle spasm. The passenger was just as twitchy. "You don't understand," the driver said, his voice breaking. "We have to go. We're out of time." That's when I got annoyed. Everyone always has somewhere to be. "Keep your hands on the wheel," I ordered. "Relax. This doesn't have to be a big deal. But you're making it worse by acting jumpy. I need you to do a field sobriety test." The driver's eyes darted to the rearview mirror, then to the trees ahead. His leg bounced, his heel thumping against the floorboard. "We don't have time, please." I took a step back, deciding to circle around the car to get them out. Then the engine roared to life. Tires screeched as the car fishtailed onto the road and sped away. I stood there for a second, stunned. What the hell are they running from? I sprinted back to my cruiser, radioed it in, and took off after them. The Toyota swerved wildly, barely staying on the road. Ahead, a wooden sign read, "Camp Winding Pines, Youth Retreat." The trees thinned, and the road turned to dirt. My headlights caught the car as it skidded sideways, tires kicking up dust and pine needles. The engine revved, but the car lost control completely. It crashed through the trees. I heard the crunch of metal, the snap of branches. I slammed on my brakes, jumped out, and radioed in the crash. The Toyota had plowed into a thick pine tree. The front end was smashed in, steam hissing from the hood. A branch had shattered the back window, scattering glass everywhere. "Hands where I can see them," I shouted. No movement. I approached the driver's side, flashlight cutting through the dark. The airbag had deployed and the driver was slumped against it, blood trickling from his eyebrow. He was breathing. Then I looked at the passenger. He had not survived. His arms were twisted under him, his legs bent at impossible angles. His neck was broken, head lolling to the side. Before I could react, the driver gasped awake. He fumbled with his seatbelt, shoved the door open, and collapsed onto the ground. "What the hell were you thinking?" I yelled. "You ran from me and got your friend killed." He didn't answer, but just rolled onto his back, eyes wild, then scrambled to his feet. I grabbed for his wrist, but he tore free and bolted into the trees. I chased him, branches clawing at me. He was fast but clumsy, crashing through the underbrush. When I caught up to him, he was crouched near a slope, panting, sweat pouring off him. His pupils were huge, swallowing the color in his eyes. "Are you on something?" I demanded, pinning him against a tree. "Tell me now." His mouth opened and closed like a fish. Then, in a voice that didn't sound human, he whispered, "If you hide now, maybe it won't know you're nearby." Before I could react, his body started to change. His skin split open. Muscles bulged, fur sprouted. His bones cracked, reshaping. His face stretched into a snout, teeth falling out as new fangs pushed through. Then the thing that used to be a man launched itself at me. I fired my gun 3 shots, all hits, but it didn't stop. It just turned its head toward the camp, hearing something I couldn't. Then it ran, vanishing into the woods. I stood there, shaking, before radioing for backup. This is Unit 18. Something's heading toward Camp Winding Pines. I need emergency support now. The rest of the night was a blur. I reached the camp, warned the staff, and started evacuating the kids. But the creature found us. It attacked the bus as we tried to escape. The crash was brutal, metal screeching, glass shattering. Somehow we survived. But when I went back to the wrecked Toyota, the passenger's body was gone. Just bloodstains. And one terrifying question, was it not the only one?